hit the tree. Party. You think they know what's up? Mules know how to kick. They got aim. Horses throw it out there. Mules, they got aim. They'll take your head off if you didn't watch it. Hey there, Mission Control. Well, today I'm going to take a break from the neighbors working. We got to get some work done around our ranch here, around the homestead. One of the things that we're dealing with, that we've noticed over the course of the last, I don't know, 8-9 years of living here, is that when we are growing food in the garden, we get significant winds. We're up on a hill, and we get winds from all the way around. So this year what we're going to start doing is we're going to start putting in a natural windbreak on the garden. Now this is important, not so much for when the plants get bigger, because wind is actually good for them at that point, but when they're small and you just get them in the ground. He's getting in trouble. When they're small and you just get them in the ground, what happens is you put water on top, and they don't have root system yet to get down where the water's at in the dirt and grow beds that we have. So you really got to keep that water on the top. But when that wind blows across the top, even if you reduce the depth, if here's the top of your bed, you put your dirt down here, and that kind of helps the wind go across like this instead of going like that. Even when you do that, that wind movement leads to evaporation. And then you end up having to water a lot more. It takes a lot more work. Hey, and humans are lazy. I'm lazy. So we want to water as little as possible. So one thing that you can do to help that is to put up a windbreak. Now they sell fabric that we could go buy and put up. In fact, the old shade cloth from Have One, we could actually put that up, but it doesn't look really good and it doesn't really produce anything. So what my logic is here is, hey, wouldn't it be great if we invest in the future like what we're doing with fruit trees and actually create a living windbreak? And that's exactly what we're going to be doing today. So we actually chose, you can look at a bunch of different plants. I encourage you to go look at your region, what your goals are, what you're trying to accomplish with your garden or your land, your aesthetic look that you're going for. But what we chose in looking at all that are black currants and white currants, which essentially are like raisins. I think I've had a currant maybe once in my life, and yeah, it's like a raisin. If you put a currant and a raisin next to each other, I probably wouldn't be able to tell you the difference, but that's what they're like. They grow on a bush, kind of like a blueberry or a huckleberry. The bush, you can trim it into a hedge, and we're expecting that someday eventually it'll get about this high, which would be perfect. Anywhere in this zone for us would be great, because that's where the wind is going to hit when we get an easterly flow, which is where I'm standing right now on the east side of the garden. We still have to do a lot of work on the west side of the garden, and we have some ideas for that that might help us with soap, actually, so we're very excited. So today I'm going to get this plot ready, and I'm going to get our currants put in the ground, and we got some other stuff I need to share with you, we have some other stuff around the homestead that I'd like to share with you, just some chores I got to get done, and getting us more and more set up. So let's get started. All right, first thing I got to do is get some of this brush out of the way. See how the old still does here. Bandit, what are you doing? I can keep an eye on him. He is a troublemaker. I think this thing is on its last freaking leg here. There we go. That time it reset all the way. Did it. Yep, 33 and 33. We bought these from Honeyberry USA. Anyone knows that it's getting harder and harder now to find stuff to buy. So we're kind of going to more and more diverse locations, which I think is good. Spreading it all around, if you will. Bandit's my QC today. So here we are. There they are. They're even sprouting already. So good thing we're working on this today. All wrapped up. Get these all laid out. We've got to remember the number 33. So there's 15 Tibian black currants. Currants. About $13 a piece here. So I think that's pretty good, especially with what they're going to yield eventually. 15. So let's do that math, huh? That's roughly going to be 7 per side, I think. All right. So we have 66, 15, every 4.5 feet. 4.5 feet. That's a little over a meter. Wrapped nice. Nice and wet. There we go. We'll get these laid out, separated, and placed. Okay, there we go. All right, let's lay it out here. Hey, no digging. No digging in the yard. Hey, you. The guy with the dirt all over his nose. Yeah, you know you're in trouble. You're a troublemaker. Oh my goodness. All right, so roughly a pace. Hey, what are you doing? He's eating it. Don't eat it. It's not for you to eat. What was my stepdad used to say? Buy him books, send him to school, and I'll eat the teacher. Mr. Troublemaker. Bandit keeps coming behind me and grabbing him. He's a little turd. But a little bit. Now these are going to get a lot bigger, so I'm going to do 2 shovel widths out. There's also a sprinkler system in there. Comes right through there, so another good reason not to put her all right down the middle, or right next to the fence, I should say. Excuse me. I'll go get a little bit of extra juice here. Give each one a shot of 50-50 mix, and then we're also going to be chipping later this year. Got some forest we need to clear up a little bit, and then we can make chips from that and put chips around each of these and make a really nice location. So now let's do that again. Oh, Bandit! There he is. Trouble on 4 legs. What kind of trouble did you find, my son? Huh? My hairy boy. Black currant, enter the dirt. Lord, may you bless these plants. May they be fruitful and may they multiply and grow. So we're about halfway done with the currants, and Mrs. Martian came out here and lifted this up and showed me, and what do we have here?
We have green beans.
Look at that. And these are all planted as seed, and now they're about 1 inch, 2 inch tall, and you got squash over there, you said? Squash and beans?
Something like that. Might be zucchini.
Okay. And a weed over there.
Yeah.
Hey, get out of there. So that's awesome. So these are definitely working. Got no problem there.
It's amazing the difference between the hoop house and the other starts. The other starts are like little baby starts. I have broccoli coming up and spinach, but here the beans are just taking off and the squash. So cool. It makes me want to put everything under a hoop house.
No. Do you have others that are sprouting up, or is this kind of it for right now?
Yeah, the lettuce is really coming up over there, but this is definitely a lot better.
That's awesome. All right, well, great job on that, honey.
Thank you.
And I guess I'll get back to work. This is pretty neato. It might be kind of hard to see on camera, but I tried to zoom you in to where you can see. And over there are the Cascade Mountains. And that is a bunch of rain headed our way. And it's sprinkling here right now. We've had more rain this year than we've had in many, many years, which is great. We certainly need it. Well, there you have it. 15 bushes, one right here, another, and so on and so forth, all the way up to you. Now, another reason why I really like the currant bushes is because, again, I think I said it earlier, but it's food as well. It's not just a windblock. It's not just functional, but it's also providing food. And a lot of the stuff that we've been doing around the homestead here, around the ranch, is actually all about food production. You know, we've converted that bed. We put in trees. We're putting in these bushes. The garden, of course. All those things are all about food production, and that's because we believe in this new world that we're headed into, that's going to be one of the most critical things we can possibly do to thrive in a completely changed world. Now, some of you think that's going to be utterly crazy, but I think probably by the time this video comes out, many people will be agreeing with me on this one. So we have a lot more to do as far as food production preparations go. Today I'm actually going to be removing some of the stones here from around these fruit trees that we've had. And originally I had these stones around and they just never really worked. Makes it hard to mow, creates a nasty look. So we're going to get those all cleaned up next. And then I'm going to tell you, I think we made a decision on what we're going to do with our root cellar, because growing food is one thing, preserving food is another. So let me get to this next job and then we'll get to the root cellar. You just see this mess that's around these trees here, caused by these little pavers. Originally thought it was a great idea, but I really don't like them, so I would not suggest that people put pavers around. I don't think it's a very good landscaping idea. They were very popular at the time. There's a lot of bugs in that ground. A lot of ants. Ants. You got ants. Probably another good reason to get rid of them. So what we're going to do is get these all out of here, weed whack this, and then we're going to be putting wood chips all the way around later this year. We got to go, like I said, we've got to do some logging, essentially, do some clearing, and we'll use leftover from these trees that we need to get out of the way, clear our forest out. We'll use those to start putting chips around everything. There we go. Now you can see how much easier it is going to be to mow there. Hit the tree. Darn it. Just got that. So I'm just going to get some duct tape on that one before it goes bad. Try and you try and you try to be safe. And then just one little slip up. I'm going to use black tape here. Yeah, it's down on the graph, so we'll do this. If you hurt it too much, it gets all mad at you. We're not going to cover up that graph spot though. We're going to go around that, keep it safe, and then as it grows, that tape will just break off of there. So, stupid mistake. Stupid. One of my favorite things to do is to go start a fire and just sit on the front porch with a little in my fire pit and just listen to the rain. Maybe turn on some music, maybe not. Depends. Sometimes the rain is music enough. Just really peaceful. I remember being at my folks' house and just got done cleaning the garage, which is a thing. That's a lot of a thing, actually. And I got done with that thing, man, and it just started raining and raining and raining. Just a Western Washington kind of rain, which is heavy and wet. Got done, opened the garage door, made myself a cocktail, just sat there and listened to the rain. So again, our game plan here is to get chips all the way around these trees. So right now I'm just we've got this dirt that we bought for the garden, and because I removed those pavers, there's quite a few gaps where those pavers would be. So I'm just filling in those gaps, really, just to make it smoother surface. Then we'll get the chips brought in and basically cover up all this stuff that I'm moving in. and it'll look pretty. And then those chips will help retain water, which is really what this is all about for us. Ben, no digging in there, buddy. What's wrong with you? It's like you're a dog. He goes outside, he forgets he's human. Four-legged human. When he's inside, that's all he thinks he is a human. Go figure. I'm not hooking up the tractor, for those wondering, just because I'm getting my steps in here today. Been inside doing all my YouTube editing all morning. I use Corel Visual Studio for editing. Ugh, keeps crashing on me. Got a great computer, awesome graphics card, and that piece of software, you know, I'd upgrade right now to Adobe Premiere. They want you to pay $300 a year because they think that every year you want to upgrade. I don't want to upgrade. Like, you know what I mean? I want to buy Microsoft Office once, and if I want to upgrade later, I will. I miss those days. I don't like this new subscription software. I don't like it. I have officially lost 30 pounds. In a year since I left my job, I have lost 30 pounds. I didn't think I had 30 pounds of fat, but as you start losing it, you start finding out where it all is. Oh, well, I'm not going to build a fire yet, but I might.